What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I made a video. I know it has. But this is a recent project I wanted to make a video about. This is a new website project I made. This is my Dragon Slayer game. Hosting it just through my GitHub account. I've been messing around with web development through the free code camp course, and I finally finished my first certificate, and now I'm working on my JavaScript certificate. So this was like the third or fourth project on the free code camp curriculum for JavaScript, and I thought it was a really cool project. So I went ahead and made a website for it. Most of what you're seeing, the core concept and framework of what's going on this website is code pretty much directly off free code camp, but I went ahead and added some images. The free code camp version has no pictures, so I made these images here with the deep AI image generator, and I changed some of the text for the story to make it my own a little bit. um, but this is a really cool project. I have the original the original code, not my updated code, but we can look over some of the JavaScript, some of the HTML, and some of the CSS that goes into making this. You can see right now in my window I have the CSS. It's about 45 lines of CSS, which is honestly pretty small, pretty simple. The HTML comes out to 30 lines of code of HTML. And this was really a JavaScript project. The game is running off the JavaScript code. The buttons, how the buttons work, the stats, your health, everything like that, the fighting functions, everything for the mechanics of the game are built out of the JavaScript code. And this comes out to 288 lines, counting every bracket and everything. If you wanted to build this, I definitely recommend just getting into the freecodecamp.org, and they'll break this down step by step. Uh, let's see. Let's check out the CSS. But you can see how this is very simple. Breaking down the CSS, we got just a background color of the body, which the body is basically going to be our whole page, the main background. For right here, we're referencing the text ID element, which is, if you look at the HTML, the text ID is a div container basically, that is like our welcome text box, and that text doesn't match mine right now because, like I said, I went and updated mine, tried to personalize it a little bit. And then the only other thing that's different on mine too is the images, which I finally is a very simple thing, but I'm really proud. I finally figured out how to make the images change when you go to different locations in the game or when you're fighting a monster. So here's the dragon, here's the boss right here. Let's see. So back to the code. Let's see what we got going on here. If we look at the HTML, this also, I have to go add more meta tags so it'll be more mobile friendly. The link will be in the description, and I recommend pretty much only using a desktop PC right now. Maybe by the time you're seeing this, I might add some more meta tags and make it a little bit more mobile friendly. But what do we have? We have our typical boilerplate, our HTML, our head, our body, and pretty much this div right here. I think the whole game itself is in this one container. Comes all the way down to here right before our JavaScript tag. So this was such a simple project to make something cool and interactive. And we have our controls with just 3 buttons. Keeping it simple, button 1, 2, and 3. Our monsters, which is hidden. I don't know if you can see that here. Let's go to our ID monster stats. If we go to our CSS, and you'll see that that's actually display none. So our monster stats are hidden until we get into like fight function battle sequence, and then the monster stats will become visible. So we did lots of cool things with JavaScript in here. I learned how to use query selectors, document query selectors for our buttons, changing the text whenever we spend gold or buy more health or lose health. We're using document query selectors to update the text on the screen while we're playing the game. Really fundamental but powerful JavaScript functions going on here. This was pretty mind-blowing how we created an object. Well, here we have an array of objects, which is cool. But somewhere else down here, I know we have like an object of arrays of objects. And I'm such a beginner, it was just mind-blowing to me creating these functions and putting this whole thing together. But let's see. So let's check out our our fighting functions. Let's see here. So you can either attack, and then there's a function if your attack hits or misses. You can dodge or you can run. I could make the game more difficult by putting some random math function into your chance of escaping. Maybe your run is successful, maybe it's not successful. Right now, it's always successful.
What's going on, guys? Um, Look at me, I got a haircut. It's been a while since I updated this video. I'm recording in a cafe right now, so hopefully the background noise isn't too loud. I guess I won't know until I start editing. But trying to continue filming to put out a video for the Dragon Slayer game. I finally went ahead and updated the CSS, app media, and meta tags so that, look, if I shrink the screen, um, we got some we got some scaling here for different screen size. So now it looks a lot better on mobile. I still want to go. You see my image here bleeds off the border a little bit. I gotta figure that out. But at least it's actually shrinking. I had problems for a while. I had to bash around. My solution for making things work whenever I'm coding is basically Google and bash around until I figure it out and make it work. And that took some time. I started developing with Genie IDE. I was using VS Code. This was back during when Microsoft was having those those issues a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't get a preview. I couldn't get my HTML preview to work with all my files. I don't know if that was related to the Microsoft issues that were happening or what. So I just kind of moved development over to Genie IDE, which I guess is good to be flexible in that aspect. And I've stuck with it since then, updating files and changing things. If you're gonna update your CSS file and save it under a different name while you're developing, you've got to remember to go and change the CSS file title in your HTML, otherwise it's going to see the difference, obviously. So, but so we saw some things, I edited some things, and now it scales somewhat. Oh my god, so that's good. I think I'm still gonna go. I gotta make this text center as soon as it goes into this like vertical mode, and it's still playable. It looks a lot better on mobile. Um, Not perfect, but good enough. Good enough for me right now. So what else? Obviously, I just kind of wanted to circle back and touch on the fact that this was definitely all core concept came from Free Code Camp, and definitely recommend if you need some practice learning your code or uh, just practice, like basically coding homework, or if you're learning, Free Code Camp has been a great resource for me. Look, I missed the slime monster. I missed twice. Wow, getting killed here. Have I defeated it yet? I finally defeated it. Wow. That town square. It's really random sometimes how strong the monsters will be. Let's go to the town square. Let's buy a weapon. Let's buy some more health. Let's go back to the town square. Let's go to the cave. Let's fight the slime again. Missed and killed him. I was able to kill him. But look, my dagger broke. The mechanics of this game are so random. You might have like an easy, straightforward run through, and you might get your butt kicked like me right now. Let's go back to the cave. I can't buy another weapon yet. Let's just go fight him with the stick again. Missing. Tag. Tag. Finally got him. Let's go back to the town square. Let's go to the store. Let's buy some health. Back to the town square. Back to the cave. Fight the slime. We got him in 2 hits that time. Am I gonna die? Oh, look at that. I thought I didn't even. I couldn't beat my own game, guys. Can you guys beat it? Can you guys beat the Dragon Slayer game? Oh, man. Let's go check this out. So, let's see. What did I finally end up doing? I added, way down here, I have this big old note. Responsive design for mobile. Yeah, official. I added my at media for any screen smaller than 930px, 930 pixels wide, and I basically reset my display, align items, and justify content properties in my page ID rule to initial, which will take away my display flex setting that I had on the original widescreen PC screen display CSS rules. And so I'm setting it back to normal so that my divs will be all in a row, so it'll display better for a vertical smaller screen. And then what else am I doing here? I transformed the width of my other text boxes so that they match the width of the game div text box. So like you can see when we go to shrink, like this container is the same width as all the other containers, so they just match, basically collapses into vertical mode. that's all I did right there. Um, so in order to make your at media rules work, you're also gonna have to have your meta viewport tag right here. And I think maybe initially I had that problem. I was missing that tag. I added that tag and I still couldn't get it to work. I seen like the code was there, but I had no results when I shrunk my screen. I wasn't sure why it wasn't working. It took me a while. Finally, I think my CSS was just written kind of sloppy, and I had like a lot of extra spaces in between this bracket and this bracket up here, the first one. So I guess just try to clean up your code, and the nicer it looks, the easier it'll be for the browser to read it. I guess I think that was really came to like my only problem. I tried a bunch of different things. I made a bunch of experimental CSS files trying to figure out why it wasn't working. And finally, I think that's all it came down to, just some text editing for my CSS code. But I'm happy enough, at least with it now, to show it to you guys. The link for Free Code Camp will be down there, and a link to the game. Obviously, I hope you guys play it. That'd be cool. If anyone else is doing the JavaScript in Free Code Camp right now, go ahead. Feel free to leave a comment. Did you guys like this project? I feel like someone could easily make a different version if you changed up the story, if you changed up all the text and put different images. You could easily make it a completely different theme. It doesn't have to be like a fantasy RPG. It could be anything. It could be aliens. It could be zombies. That would be really cool to see. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I feel like I might try to develop this one a little bit more in the future after I learn some more skills. But this was a really fun project. I think it's good to just stay in practice trying to actually build websites to display your projects. But there you go, guys. There's the JavaScript Dragon Slayer.